Instagram. How are you? So excited to be here today for another episode of Soul Reflections. Really excited here. I'm just going to try and get my guest on, Natalia. Let's just get her on here. I'm talking about let's expand together. So just bringing Natalia on. Hopefully you have seen my request. Yes.
Hello.
Hi, Natalia. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Nimi?
I'm good. So excited.
Me
Thank you for
too.
being here today.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for creating this space and to have this conversation again. I'm so happy for that. And I really enjoyed the last time. And so I'm sure this time it will be the same.
Absolutely. So, Soul Reflections is all about us sharing our stories, right? And when we share our stories, we allow others to share theirs as well. We give them permission. So, really excited to be able to listen to you today. And do you want to start with a quick intro?
Okay, yeah, for sure. For the ones who doesn't know me, I'm Natalia. Um, as what I do, I work now in life coach, in doing Reiki. I offer different services with workshops, combining arts, meditation, Reiki. But it didn't start it like that. As a profession, I'm an architect. I study architecture, and all of these new offerings came to me as a transition that I was going through a difficult moment in my life as a separation, and where I needed to find myself again. So each piece came little by little, mindfulness, meditation, creativity, painting, connecting with emotions. Then came Reiki, then came life coach, and it keeps going, and this is who I am. I'm combining all together, and I feel that the call to share it, to make it that is combination to offer, and because if it helped me, I'm sure it will help many other people.
Absolutely. And it'd be great to hear from you how it sort of started helping you in your life then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. In my life, as I say, it mainly it was at the beginning because of this difficult moment where I felt like lost. When you felt like you just hello, when you felt like you face a wall, and you say, okay, where I am now, I just fall. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing in this life. I don't even know why I'm living this life. And you feel in a position, or I felt in a position of don't knowing if I really want to be living. Um, in that position, I saw, oh, okay, Natalia, this is a difficult time. It's time to find support. It's time for you to find that space that to find that happiness that you were before all of this, because this is a challenging a transition that you will need to face, and in that moment is when I say, okay, let's go to therapy. And I started therapy. I started a women's group, which helped me a lot. The support of other women and knowing that I wasn't the only one going through a similar situation, and hearing the stories of others and say, okay, I can share my story and it's okay. I can share my story and other women can hold the space for me to do it. And for me, that was key. It helped me a lot in that moment, because when I start to find that love and that support from other women mainly, I could start to think, oh, this is something that I truly enjoy. In that moment, I've never thought I was going to do this at this moment. But in that moment, I was just thinking of me putting all the pieces together because I felt like my whole being was exploded and all the pieces of myself were like everywhere, and you needed to, okay, let's collect this piece, let's put it back where it was, let's collect this piece, and maybe, oh no, I don't like this one, let's leave it there. So it was finding myself again, and I started to learn tools like mindfulness, like meditation. Meditation was key at the beginning for me. Meditation was one of the things that opened my imagination, even expanded my imagination, let's say it like that. And so for me, meditation, visualization, creating with my mind, it was very helpful. I started to paint again. I love to paint since very, very little. And I stopped painting for a long time. And when I started again creating, I felt, wow, how I didn't do this before. You know, when you say this, you love this since very little. Why you didn't? Well, because sometimes you need to face that different challenges to come back to that place that you truly love. To that passion that you have since you were like nothing, 5 years old. And after that, I started to somehow, I don't remember exactly how, I started, I started to notice that I was very sensible to feel energy of other people. And I didn't know how to handle that. I didn't know how to recognize what was mine and what was the other. And I heard of Reiki. And I thought, okay. At the beginning, I was very skeptical, like, does it work? Does it not work? But I try. I'm a very curious person. I always like to try this kind of thing. And there was, you know, when there is something inside of you that say, let's go for it. Let's go for it. And I said, okay, let's go. Let's try. Started learning Reiki, traditional Reiki, Usu Reiki, and as soon as the level 2, where you learn symbols and you learn how to give distant Reiki, my mind blow. Like, can I do distant send Reiki energy to someone else? And I try a lot because my family is in Argentina, and my practices were mainly distant Reiki.
Okay.
And I was thinking, this is beautiful. Myself connecting with this love energy and send it to someone else that is in the other part of the world, and they feel it.
Amazing. So what was your family's reaction to that?
At the beginning, we were like, Natalia, I'm not sure. My dad took, like, I don't know how long it took to my dad to allow me to do Reiki to him. But yeah, they at the beginning they weren't like, because something that is interesting in this, where you asked me this, and it's important to talk about this, because most of my family, they believe in God in the more religious way. They go, some of them go to church. They are evangelists. So all of that, it was seen as something like, Natalia, where are you going?
Right.
And I needed to face that. I needed to say, well, this is, for me, it's helping me. If it's helping me, that's okay. Why I'm going to stop doing it? So I keep exploring. There was a call inside me saying, let's keep exploring. And I keep doing Reiki, Master Reiki, Karuna Reiki. I've done the last year Sikkim, which is more like an Egyptian lineage. And I keep expanding that energy, and more go into it. It feels right for me. And every time I share it with others, I receive such a feedback that it keeps telling me that you are going in the right direction. It doesn't matter what other people think. if for you what you are doing is something that it doesn't harm anyone, it just gives so much love, energy, and the frequency of unity and love to others, why you're not going to do it? And that's the call that I'm feeling at this moment in my life, is to share that gift.
Absolutely. And Natalia, you know, I mean, everybody has a different definition or understanding of what spirituality is. I'd love to hear from you, you know, what does spirituality mean for you?
Sure. Spirituality, a lot of people think that to, you know, at the moment it's like everyone spirituality is a trend, like, oh yeah, let's just be spiritual, we are meditating and we are spiritual. No, my love. For me, again, this is for me, I will share my perspective. Spirituality for me is remembering who I am. Is remembering that I am part of that consciousness that we are all, but at the same time, I'm here as a unique soul expressing that consciousness. But that's my view, is how I feel it. Once I heard about this analogy, that I love it because I feel it's very simple. What I imagine that consciousness to be like, imagine like a ball of light, like the source. And that source has a lot of rays of light, a lot, expanding everywhere to every direction. Every single ray is one of you. And depending how far you are from that source, is the remembering that you're still connected to that source, but is how much do you remember who you are? You are that source, but it's an expression of that.
I love that.
And
yeah.
And that for me is stop being like, at the beginning it was more like a mental thing to understand. At the moment I feel it's more a knowing. And when you feel like you are that, it is when you start to understand that everything in your life, even yourself, and even this body, it is just an expression vibrating in a different frequency. And I can go through like talking to different language now. Maybe people were thinking, Natalia, what are you talking about? But it's basically that is that source expressing through yourself. What I mean for that is, if we see life as frequency and energy, we can, if we think that everything around us is that, basically we can see ourselves as that source of energy vibrating in a different vibrating in a different frequency. Let's say everything that you see as matter is energy, but the vibration is very low, so you can touch it. But for example, I'll give you an example for let's take ourselves as an example. This base. I'm sorry, I keep touching my microphone. I hope that's not bother. We are that consciousness, but we are that connection with our consciousness. At the same time, we have our own soul, the expression. And some people think that we are just our physical body, but in reality, we have the physical body, we have the mental body, we have the emotional body, we have the spiritual body. And even if in our mind we need to divide them and label it, in reality it's all one. But for us, in this planet, to understand that we are all of that, we divide it to think, okay, we are all of that. But in reality, you have to imagine as one, as one. Yeah. And each part of it is, like I said before, is vibrating in a different frequency. And the reason that you can touch your body, because it's in very low frequency. But it doesn't mean that you don't have a spirit, or you don't have an emotional body, because you don't see it, because you cannot touch it. And here is where it came the concept of feeling. The way that you connect with those part of you is through the feeling, is through the sensations, is the way you speak with that part of you. And when you ask me about spirituality, when you embody spirituality, which is no more than yourself living, is having a connection with each of those part of you.
Oh, I love that.
It's understanding that yes, you have the physical body, you need to take care of it because it's your vessel, is the one that is carrying your soul, basically. And you need to take care of that. But at the same time, that, for example, you every day go and wash your body, take a shower. At the same time, every day you need to take care of your emotional body. At the same time, you need to take care of your thoughts. At the same time, you also need to nurture your soul.
Yeah.
So
Natalia, for the viewers, how do we actually practically connect all of those elements that you mentioned? So our mind, our body, our soul. What are the kind of practical ways on a day-to-day that we can connect all of that and be as one?
let's say thoughts. Thoughts is an easy way we can take as a journal. Journaling is very useful to start to become the observer, and to think, okay, if you are very good in your mind, like detaching from the thoughts and not how you say, not seeing yourself as you are the thoughts, you can do it mentally. But if not, it's very useful for you to write it and to say, okay, today I'm thinking this. Or let's take an experience. Today at work, I have a very challenging time, and I thought that I wasn't enough doing this and blah, 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 blah. So you put everything in a journal and you start paying attention the way that you think about that situation, the way that you think about yourself, the way that you think about others. Apart of the thought, you can start writing, okay, this experience also make me feel like this, or made me feel anxious, or made me feel sad, or made me feel overwhelmed. So you start to understanding that that's a feeling that you have from the experience. Doesn't mean that it's you. It's just what the experience make you react. And that's one way of becoming an observer of yourself, of your reality. That's one way of paying attention. When you start to bringing bringing consciousness or awareness to your life, to your daily life, is when you start to see, do I like to react like that? Do I like to think or talk to myself like that? Is there anything I can do to change what I'm feeling? But before going through that, first you need to do the exercise of noticing what you're thinking, what you're feeling, why are you feeling like that. And some people think, oh no, this spirituality is very easy, it's just nothing. No, it's just a discipline, it's a devotion with yourself. And not everything is like roses and pink and everything is beautiful. It's facing your own shadows, is facing your own fears, is making the space for yourself to nurture yourself and to say, how I am acting in this situation is something that I'm willing to keep doing it. It's something that I would like to change. It's something that maybe the experience is trying to teach me something, and for me to the next time react in a different way. That's the way I see spirituality, embody spirituality. Is a way for being, being a person who can connect all the different bodies in themselves and understand that it's not just a physical body, it's not just a mental body, and not attached to each of them. Because you, from the deepest of your being, you know that you are just a connection, that this body is just a vessel of connection of the energy to flow from the earth to the cosmic. You are like a bridge. That's what I like to say. We are human, we are bridges that connect the cosmic energy. You can call it cosmic energy, God, the Father, with the Mother, the Goddess, the Earth. And both of them are energies that flow through you, and you are a vessel that expand that energy through your heart, to your hands, to your own reality. That's for me, being a spiritual person. But before getting to that point, you need to recognize all the different part of you and stop detaching yourself from that. Stop thinking, oh no, I'm not that emotion. I can observe it, but I am not that. I know that I'm even bigger and something bigger than that. I'm part of that essence. I think I'm clear. For me, I'm clear, but maybe you tell me that I'm
It
not.
makes total sense, Natalia. I love the way you're explaining that, you have that kind of, you create that space, right, to actually observe your thoughts and
Exactly.
your feeling, right? You create that space to be able to do that. And a way of doing that is, like you said, journaling, which is just literally get a pen and paper and just write out what you're thinking. I do that every day, and I still get surprised at some of the things that I'm writing down, which are in my head and in my thoughts. So I love the way you've explained it, kind of very practical way of doing that.
There are many. That's the beginning. Then, if you want to connect more with the energy, one way of doing it that I really like is that you take in a space that you feel safe. It first put yourself in a position, maybe with music. You relax your body. You take a couple of deep breaths, and you start to connect with your body. You start to connect with the sensations in your body, with them. Maybe if you have any tension in your body, you connect with the breathing, the air coming in and out. Once you connect with those tensions, you imagine that when you breathe out, you release those tensions. And something that a practice that I love to do is before doing, for example, before doing any painting, is grounding myself, but not grounding myself only with the cosmic mother, if with the cosmic father as well. So I imagine myself having roots growing through the earth and connecting with the earth and connecting with the big crystals in the middle of the earth. And if I feel the call to connect with the crystal and receive information or codes from the earth, I imagine all these codes of information and energy going through my roots and entering my body through my feet and going all the way up until my heart. When I have in my heart, I connect with the cosmos, I connect with the universe, with God. And I imagine a big sun in the middle of the universe, connected with myself through a ray of light, and entering my head and coming all the energetic centers, my chakras, and going into the heart. When both meet together, it creates like you can imagine as a light of energy. If you imagine colors, they meet the two colors together and they start breathing, and those colors start to expand. And if you expand those colors, maybe expand even more and more and more, and you create a bubble of light around you. So that, for me, is very simple way. You will need to use your imagination, and you can imagine connecting in different way, or how you feel more comfortable. But when you create that bubble of light, that connection, that space for you, the sacred space for you to connect with your own wisdom, that's the one of the exercises I love to do as the first connection. And I invite you all to practice and see how it feels for you.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, some great tips there, Natalia. Thank you so much for sharing.
No, it is okay. And also something that if you want to connect also more with your energy, is you can imagine, or if you feel like sometimes we feel like tension for the day, something that how I can explain, something more start getting into this energy, learning some wisdom more, I realize that we all have that. I want to make it clear, everyone can connect with their own energy. You don't need a course. Of course, if you want to go deeper and you want to learn codes and symbols, and it's beautiful, but everyone can connect with their own energy. And you just need, for example, imagine a bubble of light in between your hands, sending a beautiful love and light energy in between. You need to use your imagination. A beautiful light in between your hands. And if you feel some point that you feel overwhelmed or the stress, you can send that bubble of light and feel with so much love and gratitude to your heart, and stay there and feel it, and keep breathing and imagine that light keep expanding to your whole chest, and keep breathing slowly until you feel that your nervous system start calming. That's one way for you to heal yourself. You can do that with any part of your body.
Natalia, you've mentioned imagination quite a few times. What happens for those people that find it difficult to imagine?
I heard that a lot. I would say, well, that's one of the things I'm very called to do, to start opening people in my imagination and creativity, because everyone can imagine, everyone. But sometimes we have different strong feelings of our senses. For example, your senses, maybe your sense is the touch for you is stronger than your imagination, or the feeling is stronger, or the smelling is stronger than your imagination. So sometimes you are not going to imagine, you are not going to visualize it, you are going to feel it. You are going to have to feel sensations in your body. And when you start to understand which senses is your strongest, you focus on developing that one. Let's say your feeling is stronger than your imagination. When you connect with yourself, instead of paying attention, oh, I need to see colors, I need to see blah, 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 feel which part of your body feels tense, and breathe on that area. When you keep doing, it's practice. When you keep doing and take the space for you to develop and get even stronger that senses, you will start seeing that the other senses start develop. It's just coming. It's like a ripple effect. But first, you need to make it stronger. The main one that for you is the strongest. And I tell you that for experience, because even if I'm a very visual person, my strongest is feeling. And I always, as soon as when I started Reiki level 1, I remember the other people say, I see colors, I can see blah, blah, blah. I say, I don't see anything. I say, why? I want to see too.
I'm exactly the same. I can't visualize things. So when I do my psychic readings, I don't visualize it, but I feel it. a sense of feeling and a sense of knowing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see the pictures.
It take time. I can't tell you that everyone can do it. And another way that you can start, because sometimes we think that we cannot see it, but it's our mind that wants to tell us that you cannot imagine. So if you want to test yourself and challenge yourself, you think, okay, I cannot imagine. If I tell you right now, don't think of a pink elephant. Don't think in a pink elephant. What came to your mind?
Pink elephant. A small pink elephant.
You can imagine. You can.
Yeah.
It's just our mind sometimes doubts that we cannot do it because it's just it may be a belief that we have. For that, challenge yourself of imagining that you can imagine. You think, oh no, I can imagine. Okay, I'm going to imagine that I can imagine. So if today I want to, I don't know, think about, imagine myself in a beautiful space. Okay, I cannot see. I will imagine that I can see it.
Absolutely.
And that's tricking your mind. And when your mind or your body start to feel safe that it's okay to do it, we practice, because everything is with practice. It's not one day to another. I had to say that. It's not one day to another. When you start to practice, you will be able to do it.
Natalia, thank you so much for today's live and, sharing with us some amazing tips, really very practical tips that we can use and start to implement. So I really appreciate that from you.
No, thank you for creating this space.
Yeah, as we start to wrap up, I just want to ask you, what's the one thing you want to leave with our listeners for those people that are just starting on their spiritual journey? Is there one piece of advice that you would give to them? What would it be?
Don't take it too seriously. We sometimes think that life itself, don't take it too seriously. It's a game. We forget to play. We forget to bring that curiosity and the playfulness that we had as a little child. And when you cut that, you stop. You cut creativity. You cut your imagination. You cut playfulness, pleasure, and that it gets ripple effects in your whole life. So when you stop taking everything as very seriously, you start to bring that joy again, because you start to play again. You start to allow yourself to play again.
Yeah, I love that. That's connecting with your inner child and just enjoying and playing. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Natalia. I'm going to definitely tag you. Just please share with us, your Instagram tag and any offerings that you may have.
Oh yes. Well, my name is Natalia Gentricoro. You will find me like that in Instagram, and I am doing a next woman's group coaching. Sorry, I confused. I am doing a women's group coaching. The next one is expand. And we will be touching about energies. I will teach you about to bring more awareness to your energy, to connect with the different energetic centers, to connect with the Mother Earth, with the Father Cosmic, Father, the universe, and even to give you some tips to heal yourself, to understand your own energy, your energies, different bodies, and very importantly, to connect with your womb, with your energetic center, that is your creative energetics. For women, it's so important to connect with that pleasure, with that sensual and sexual part of ourselves that for many of us it was very taboo for many years. And that's key. I cannot tell you how much is key to connect with that imagination, the creativity that we all have, but we sometimes don't allow ourselves to create that connection. So that will be focused expand. But I'm also doing a beautiful workshop the 2nd of November. And we'll be combining rose healing and Reiki. It's a combination to bring both together, the feminine and masculine energy within ourselves, and see what is holding us back to connect with those two and to bring that balance and alignment in our lives. We will be facing our fears or obstacles that is stopping us from bring that alignment. It's the 2nd of November. Will be in person in London in Akasha. The links are on my bio. If you have any questions, you can ask me by direct message or email as well. So, yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Natalia. And I can vouch for Natalia. I've been in one of her containers and it's been absolutely transformational. So please don't hesitate to reach out to her. She's got
Thank
amazing
you.
offerings at the moment. So yeah. Thank you so much, Natalia.
Thank
Take
you
care.
to you, Nimi.
Take care.
Bye bye.